Hello and welcome inside Platt Arena as today the 16th ranked Huntington University Lady Foresters take on the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene. Hi folks, I'm Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt, and finally it is winter break. Finals are over this past week. Logan, first off, what was your favorite memory from the first half of your first year as a freshman here at Huntington University? And then what do you think about today's game?
Now, just a quick question. You say the first half of my first year here as a freshman. Do you mean total at Huntington University or here on the basketball floor?
Let's keep it basketball.
Basketball has to be Courtney Baker's game-winning shot. I mean, that was just thrilling. That was awesome. There's no other way to describe it. That's hands down best moment right there. 1,500
views on YouTube right now. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and go check it out.
Also, getting in touch with this game where the Foresters taking on the Tigers, it's going to be just as up-tempo and thrilling as Courtney Baker's shot was. The Tigers like getting up and down the court. They're a high-tempo team. They average 111 points per game. It's going to be a tough one for the Foresters, and I'm excited to see how they're gonna handle the press that Olivet Nazarene likes to run.
Well, before continuing with this game, Logan, I'd like to take a look at the Crossroads League standings as it is winter break, and no Crossroads League matchups during winter break. But taking a look, we have 12th ranked Marion. They went from unranked to 12th ranked, so that's pretty fascinating. But they are 10-1 and 3-0 in the conference, and Huntington almost beat them, which the game excluding the free throws would have been 75-73 here inside Platt Arena, but nonetheless the women fell to the Knights. So it goes Marion, Westland, Goshen, and then Huntington, and Huntington's even above St. Francis in conference right now, so that's interesting. And then at the bottom we have Bethel, Taylor, Grace, Spring Arbor, and Mount Vernon Nazarene. So Huntington Foresters, they beat Spring Arbor and Mount Vernon Nazarene 2 weeks ago now, whereas the men, they did not, but hopefully the ladies, they keep their winning streak going here today.
The ladies would love to continue that winning streak. Like you said, even though it's not a Crossroads League matchup, Olivet Nazarene is usually a consistent player here at Huntington University. It seems like Huntington's always facing them. They're right there in Illinois. It's a quick game, and Olivet Nazarene is just as good to play in the Crossroads League. That's practically like facing a conference opponent.
Well, last year, last time out, 12-6, HU beat Mount Vernon 73-63, and then ONU beat Calumet 121-61. So it definitely attests to how many points they score. Currently, Coach Culler is 5-4 against the Tigers, with last year they won 121. Oh, wait, excuse me. The Tigers won last year 121-101. So the Tigers definitely put up a fight against the Foresters.
Definitely, like you said, 121 points. That's almost unheard of, especially in women's basketball. I mean, that's just incredible that Olivet Nazarene can get up and down the court that fast and really put the pressure on and just hit so many open shots.
Well, Nazarene, they're number one in offensive rebounds, number one in scoring offense, number one in steals, number one in total rebounds, and number one in total three-point field goals made. So again, we can't stress enough how much of a test this will be for this young Lady Forester squad today.
Like you said, it seems like Olivet Nazarene's number one about everything. They're number one in the scoring offense, number one in steals, three-point shots. I mean, you know that when you lead the nation in three-point shots, you're probably going to lead the nation maybe in scoring. So that's a good testament of what it could come down to.
Exactly, Logan. Well, before we continue on with today's broadcast, let's take a time to get to know the Lady Foresters.
Baker, senior, Newcastle High School.
Amelia Recker, junior, Arlington High School.
Miranda White, freshman, Fremont High School.
Gina Eisenhut, sophomore, Bluffton High School.
Kelsey Hubble, junior, Pendleton Heights.
Miranda Palmer, sophomore, Arcadia High School.
Brooke Yoder, freshman, Westview High School.
Jacqueline Bonema, junior, Ileana Christian.
Alexis Rockwell, freshman, Belmont High School.
Allison Trout, sophomore, Huntington North.
Amelia Eschman, senior, Downers Grove North High School.
Lacey Dietrich, sophomore, Faith Christian.
Once again, I am Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt for today's broadcast of the Foresters versus the Tigers here inside Platte Arena. We'll take a break for prayer and national anthem and be right back with the starting lineups.
I'd like to ask you all to please stand, bow your heads, remove your caps, and remain silent as I lead us in a word of prayer. Father, we thank you for the opportunity for these two fine universities to compete in this arena this afternoon. We ask for fair play, outstanding sportsmanship. We ask for safety for all participants and a great matchup here this afternoon. And that all we may do may honor you. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Hello and welcome back inside Platte Arena as once again the Lady Foresters, 16th ranked Lady Foresters, taking on the receiving votes Tigers of Olivet Nazarene University. Taking a look at the starting lineups now for the Tigers. We have number 3, Ashley Freeman, sophomore. Number 20, Jane Stewart, junior. Number 22, Abby Higgensbach, junior. Number 30, Kayla Craftsman, sophomore. And number 44, Dakota Heck. Who stands out to you in this lineup, Logan?
It's got to be Abby Higgensbach. She leads the team with 25 points per game. Also gets 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals. Abby Higgensbach is definitely the lady to watch.
Exactly, Logan. And now as the Forester fans rise to their feet, we take a look at the Lady Forester starting lineup. As always, we have Miss Dependable, number 2, Miranda Palmer. No highlighter kicks, though, today, Logan. She's a sophomore at guard. Number 3, then, Kelsey Hubble. She's a junior. Then number 4, Courtney Baker, the senior. We talked about her already with her speed and her quickness, able to get that last second shot off to win the game earlier this year. A great athletic player. Then we have number 20, Amelia Recker. She's a junior. And number 10, the center, Jacqueline Bonema. Once again, Logan, who do you think will be the star today for the Foresters?
Well, like you said, Miranda Palmer doesn't have on the highlighter kicks, but I think that she still will shine bright like a diamond out here. She is going to have to do her thing. She's averaging 20 points a game. She needs to get back into shooting those threes. She's been a little hesitant from that earlier, but hey, if she can get off and get some open threes, that should be good for the Foresters.
That is something we've seen different of Miranda Palmer this year because the Foresters are without the senior from last year, Paige Speed. Miranda Palmer's kind of taken on that role of trying to drive to the basket and get some rebounds sometimes, which has made her hesitant in order to take the three, which personally I would love to see her go back into taking the threes, because when Miranda Palmer and Kelsey Hubble are taking those threes, they're almost unstoppable.
I can't agree with you more. So we're getting ready for the tip. It's going to be Hingesbach taking on Bonema. Bonema wins the tip, gets it to Palmer.
Well, that's no surprise. She is 6'2", Logan.
We see Hubble with it in the corner, finds Bonema on the elbow. Out to Palmer, she'll take the long two, and that's good to get this game started.
The Force will have to keep up with this fast-paced Tiger squad.
Hingesbach gets caught, finds Stewart, back to Hingesbach. Hingesbach has Baker all over her. She finds Freeman on the near side. Freeman gets it back up top to Hingesbach. Hingesbach crossover, driving the lane. No good on the layup, but gets her own rebound. Dish out now to Freeman, has it. She has it on the wing. She finds Hingesbach.
I think the Forster defense so far has been great against the Tigers, as the Tigers score a three from beyond the arc.
That'll be Jane Stewart getting that three, and now we see this full court press. Courtney Baker getting it up court very quickly, finds Palmer. Palmer up in the lane for an easy deuce.
And as I just mentioned, she's kind of reverted to the way of the good old Page of Speed from last year of driving to the basket.
Hingesbach drives in and is fouled on the reach around by Courtney Baker. That's going to be Baker's first foul. And we have a whole new 5 coming out on the court for the Tigers.
Well, I think the coach of the Tigers is going to make our job difficult today, Logan.
You are correct. We'll see Barnes inbounding down low to Schmidt. Schmidt can't quite get that one to go in. I go out of bounds. Forsters will keep possession. Baker will inbound. Lemke's on her. Full court press. Baker finds Bonema. Bonema throws dangerous pass up court. It's intercepted by Nichols. She takes it all the way. Can't get the layup to fall. Out of bounds on Olivet.
After the Foresters scored their first points, we didn't see the full court press from the Tigers, but now here they come, Logan.
We go with the home run ball. Courtney Baker getting it. Pump fake up for an easy two, and the Foresters out to a quick 6-3 lead.
A great job by Kelsey Hubble, showing why she played quarterback during Powder Puff season.
Barnes driving in. Dishes off down low to Lemke. She gets that up and in for an easy layup. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Foresters will keep possession.
Hey, speaking of quarterbacks, Logan, tonight it's the Heisman, and I cannot wait to see my man, Marcus Mariota, get that trophy.
Marcus Mariota from Oregon, definitely the favorite. Now we'll see a foul on the floor here. That'll be Carly Nichols picking up the foul, knocking Miranda Palmer to the ground.
You know what? These Tigers remind me of the Oregon Ducks with how fast-paced they are.
I can't agree with you more. It's very scrappy. We see Palmer getting the inbound. She's going to drive baseline now, pull it back out. Looking for a pass, drawing the double team, gets it to Hubble. Down to Bonema. Bonema, one more pass, and it's stolen away by Nichols.
Very aggressive by number 5, Carly Nichols of the Tigers.
Barnes driving in, can't get the layup to fall. Recker with the rebound. She gets it to Baker. Baker up top, Palmer. Palmer driving in. She'll hit the layup.
And that's the thing that's going to happen when you play full court press. When you have 2 on the opposite side of the court, that means you leave a man open, and that is the fault in the full court press, even though the Tigers perform it greatly.
Barnes driving in, getting the and one opportunity. She got that layup to fall. That's going to be the second foul on Courtney Baker.
She has got to be careful because she is the fastest Forester that Coach Culler has, as we'll see Audrey Trout come in for the senior.
I think you mean Allison Trout. Audrey Trout, her sister.
Excuse me, yes. I got used to knowing her sister last year, so.
We see the full lineup change coming again from Olivet. We'll see Barnes drill that free throw. Hingesbach will come back in for her.
And I'm sure she's watching at home, so shout out to you, Audrey.
We've seen every single Tiger out here getting some playing time so far as Palmer's looking for an inbound, gets it to Bonema. Bonema gets it back to Palmer, and she's gonna break this press, get it up to Recker. Recker dish out to Hubble for 3, and that's good. Kelsey Hubble.
Right through the nets, about a couple steps away from that 3, and then beautiful defense by Hubble.
Got the long 3 taken by Christian. That's not there. Palmer trying to bring it up court. Dribbles into a double team. She has to get it up court, gets it to Hubble, and she just gets it up court past the 10-second mark.
Just barely.
Bonema left open for an easy 2, and that rattles in.
And again, that's the fault in the full court press. You leave someone open. So if you leave someone open, you have got to hustle back to guard your man.
Ingesbach gets it to Christian. She'll take another 3, and that one drops for her. Full court press set up again. Palmer needs to get this one inbound. She finds Recker. Recker gets it back to Palmer. Palmer looking to push it up court. Dishes off in the corner to Trout. Trout has it tipped away. Palmer ends up with it, and she'll throw that out of bounds. And we'll have the full lineup change again. Coming from the Tigers. And for the Foresters, it'll be Amelia Eschman coming in for Jacqueline Bonema.
And Forrester showing a bit of confusion as with the full court press by the Tigers. I mean, it's just a jumbled mess out there, Logan.
That's going to be a turnover on Olivet Nazarene. Couldn't have said that at a better time. A jumbled up mess as Stewart dribbled that one right off her foot and out of bounds. Palmer's going to have to inbound from right in front of her own bench. She's going to have Limke on her. Palmer able to get the inbound to Trout. Ball's on the ground, and Trout's fouled from behind by Ali Giampapa.
That's a fun name to say, Logan. Definitely, though, a deliberate foul by number 12. Nazarene, they're going to have to be careful not to get into foul trouble.
Hubble's going to inbound now from about the same spot. She's going for the long ball. It's intercepted by Lauren Rouse. Rouse will get it to Jane Stewart. Stewart in the corner for Giampapa. She misses that. And the rebound, the loose ball, will go out of bounds, and Foresters will keep possession.
Bodies are flying everywhere today inside Platt Arena.
Palmer looking to inbound. She's able to get it to Trout. Trout finds Palmer. Palmer looks up, finds Recker. Recker goes up for 2. It's not there. Rebound went to Lauren Rouse, but then Foresters were there to get their hands on the ball to force the jump ball.
And we'll take the first media timeout of the game as the Foresters lead the Tigers 13-11 with 15:56 left to play. Logan, what has stood out to you by the Tigers so far in the game?
It has to be the full team lineup change that they're just bringing in 1 5 after another 5 after another 5, and it hasn't been a consistent 5. It's been whoever Coach Stopmas thinks is playing best at the moment for Olivet Nazarene. They don't have like a set 5. They just bring in, they had the starters, and that was about it. That's the only straight 5 that I've seen. Other than that, it's been mixing and matching to see what works. And I have to say, I kind of like it when you have as many players as Olivet Nazarene has. They just have a plethora of players on this squad. They can do that. They can put together about 3 starting lineups and look like the Kentucky Wildcats and kind of make it work.
They do indeed, Logan. I mean, there's a positive and a negative to that play type. The positive is that you keep the Foresters confused pretty much all the time because they don't know who they're guarding. But secondly, on the negative end of the side is that you can never really get someone, get them going, get them hot, get a streak going. So we'll see how that plays out as the game continues. This media timeout was brought to you by the Huntingtonian, our newspaper affiliate on campus. Follow them on Twitter at Huntingtonian.
It'll be interesting to see if the Tigers can put together any type of streak and how long these Foresters can last with this up-tempo offense. They stayed with their man-to-man. Stewart up court. She dishes out to Rhodes. Rhodes gets it back to Stewart. She'll take the long 3, and that drops for Jane Stewart. Palmer driving it up court. Nice little spin move. Easy pass down low to Recker, and that's in.
This is an entertaining game to watch, but again, the fault in the full court press.
Stewart gonna pick up a screen. She'll find Rouse. Rouse has Palmer on her. Rouse looking to drive. Gets it out to Stewart. Stewart dribble, backs up top. She's gonna have it stolen away by Hubble. Hubble getting it up court to Recker. Recker drives in. She misses. Hubble gets the rebound up and in for two.
A great start and finish to the play by Kelsey Hubble, getting the steal, and then the rebound by Recker and getting the layup.
Stewart will drive in, and she will be fouled by Amelia Eschman. So I'll put Jane Stewart at the line to shoot the second free throw attempt we've seen from this game. Stewart has 2 free throws, and she drills the first. Now we see this lineup change again for the Tigers. Bringing a whole new fresh 5. Once Stewart hits this free throw, we'll see Hingesbach come in for her.
Stewart averages 11 points per game, Logan.
She's a key contributor to the Tigers' up-tempo offense. Obi Palmer inbounding. She'll work the baseline. She'll get it to Eschman. Eschman finds Palmer. Palmer dribbling out of the double team. Looking up court, finds Eschman. Eschman gets it to Trout. Trout over to Hubble. She'll take the open 3. A little too strong. And now Craftsman coming up with the rebound.
It was great ball movement, though, by the Foresters, and a great job by Palmer getting the ball across.
Craftsman taking the quick 3 around, and now Eschman with a great rebound. She'll get it to Hubble, and Hubble's looking to push. She'll throw it to Trout. Trout drives in, gets caught. She's going to throw that away to Hingesbach. Hingesbach has the breakaway layup. That's up and in for 2.
Trout was trapped, and there was just no Lady Forester there to help her out.
Palmer doing a great job dribbling through the defense. She gets it to Trout. Trout a little late on the pass. It's deflected out of bounds by Freeman. And now we have a whole new 5 coming in again for the Tigers. And we'll see Lacey Dietrich coming in for the first time tonight for Allison Trout.
I think that's what Coach Culler might have to do, is just draw from the depths of her bench in order to give her starting Foresters a breather.
Body's going to the ground now was a Recker. And I believe they're calling a foul here. Yes, they will call a foul. That one will be on Dakota Hack. That's her first. 3 team fouls apiece for each squad. Palmer inbounding from the baseline. She'll get it to Recker. Recker handoff to Palmer. She gets her shot blocked in the corner. I believe that was Maggie Schmidt getting a hand on that one.
Schmidt saw that one coming from a mile away. Recker trying to set up Palmer, but number 14 not having any of it.
Palmer needs to get it in. Pass deflected in the backcourt. And Hack steps on the line out of bounds. So it'll be Forester ball.
That was a great job by Dietrich, being aware that the Tigers had last touched it.
It looks like we're going to have a shot clock issue here. Going to see how much time should be on the shot clock.
And they're going to keep it at 25.
Hubble inbounding from the sideline. She gets it to Dietrich. And we're going to have a hand check call on Carly Nicholas. That's her. That'll be her second foul, excuse me.
The team's 4th.
Hubble finally inbounds it to Palmer. Palmer gets it right back. Palmer now with the ball.
Dietrich's wide open.
And it looks like they're going to have a jump ball call as Palmer got it stuck. Ball goes to Huntington.
Coach Culler trying to argue with the refs that she was trying to call a timeout.
Palmer looking for the inbound, gets it to Eschman. Eschman back to Palmer. Eschman gets it again. Palmer drives in, dish out to Hubble.
I tell you what, it's looking like pinball out there, Logan.
It's 5 seconds on the shot clock. Eschman gets it blocked. And now it's finally stolen away by John Papa. And it'll be Stewart taking the long three. That's way off the mark. Rebound goes to Dietrich.
Foresters are going to have to make sure that they get those rebounds in order to stay in the game. Down by 1 right now.
Eschman left open for 2. Can't get that one to fall. Now it'll be Schmidt coming up with the rebound. Stewart's looking to push. She gets in the corner. Nicholas left open for 3, and that falls. And we have a timeout called by Olivet Nazarene.
Blown coverage by the Foresters, as we will not be taking a timeout.
It was a timeout called for the substitution.
Oh, I got you, Logan. And now White will take a timeout. The Foresters will take a timeout. Wow. I mean, what? This game's so fast-paced that I'm getting confused.
I tell you what, that was a great timeout call by Coach Kohler. She saw that her Force was getting a little winded out there. Olivet Nazarene seems to just run the ball up and down the floor. I mean, it seems like every 2 or 3 minutes they have a whole new starting 5, and they are always fresh.
And that's what the Tigers do. They wear and tear their opponent until they just take it away. I mean, in the last outing by ONU, they beat Calumet 121-61. The Foresters, they just have to stay in this game and make sure that Higgensbach does not score as many points as she's used to, which she's averaging 25 points per game. So we're going to need to see Palmer, Recker, Hubble, and just perform at their top performance today.
I think something that's hurting the Foresters is Courtney Baker on the bench with 2 fouls early. That's forcing Palmer to really bring the ball up court herself. That was a good call there, getting Dietrich in the game to bring the ball up court. Now we'll see Baker back in, and I think that's a must-need call by Coach Kohler.
And that's something else that the Foresters are going to have to do, is rely on each other. It'll take teamwork to win this game.
Recker gets the inbound. She'll get it back to Baker. Baker will be fouled, bringing the ball up court.
And that's one thing Baker is also great at doing, not only her speed, but she's great at drawing the foul.
We'll see a Hubble inbounding from the sideline, about half court. Hubble gets it stolen away on the inbounds. Rouse, and somehow it'll be Lousy coming up with it.
It looks like a quarterback pass deflection.
Barnes drives in. Can't get that one to fall. Bonneman right there. Recker with the rebound. She gets it up to Hubble. Hubble, beautiful pass up front to Palmer, and Palmer gets that up and in for 2.
Again, that's what the Foresters are going to have to do.
Barnes up top. Dish inside to Rouse. Nice move to get into the lane. Dish out to Rhodes. Rhodes gets it to Barnes. Barnes with the pump fake. Dish off down low to Limke, and that's up and in for 2. Baker gets it to Recker, and Recker giving it back to Baker. Baker splitting. The triple team finds Palmer. Palmer goes up for 2, and 1 opportunity for Miranda Palmer.
Number 4 of the Tigers did a great job. Lauren Rouse did a great job getting there, but committing the foul and causing the and 1. Miranda Palmer going to the line, and she's great at the free throw line, only missing 2 or 3 so far in the season.
We'll have the full change lineup again for Olivet Nazarene. Palmer at the line.
To be exact, her free throw percentage is 93%.
And Palmer gets that one to drop. Hingesbach back in the game. She's bringing it up quickly.
I'll tell you what, 93 was a good year. That's the year I was born.
Hingesbach left wide open for 3, and she drills that. No one was within 5 miles of her. Baker gets the inbound to Palmer. Palmer gonna get it back to Baker. Baker gets it up to Recker. Recker with the pump fake, up and in for 2. Hingesbach gets it up court quickly to Freeman. Freeman with the miss. And they're gonna call a foul, or out of bounds, excuse me, on Olivet Nazarene.
And it'll be another clearing of the bench.
Baker will inbound. She'll have Lemke on her. She can't run the baseline, so to be a little harder. She gets it up. It's going to be stolen by Nicholas. And Stewart will slow things down. Throws it in the corner. Gianpapa And that's a miss, out of bounds on Miranda Palmer, so Olivet Nazarene keeps the ball.
I think doing the inbounds, you definitely have to put Kelsey Hubble in that spot so that way you can inbound to Courtney Baker to get the ball across.
Stewart goes down to Schmidt. Schmidt with the fake and then the layup. Baker running the baseline, finally gets it to Recker. Recker picks up her dribble, and Stewart hits that out of bounds. So Foresters will keep the ball. 28-24, Olivet Nazarene on top of the Foresters. And now we have a timeout called by Huntington.
I bet Coach Huller would like a reset of timeouts coming in the second half, but not exactly what will happen as the Tigers lead 28-24. You see the wear and tear already on the Foresters just 9 minutes in. What do you think, Logan, the Foresters are going to have to do to just, stay in this game mentally?
I think that the Foresters, with the way that Olivet Nazarene plays their game, they force you to run the ball with them. With that full court press, you can't just give up that easy layup on the other end. There's going to be a lot of hard work on the guards for Huntington, but if Palmer and Baker and Hubble can really keep their heads in it and break that press early up here in the backcourt, they can get it up to Recker and Bonema for easy two almost every time. So if they can do about 5 seconds of hard work to rest for just a few seconds, they have to keep themselves rested somehow in this ball game to stay up with these line changes from Olivet.
As you said, Logan, the hard work will pay off. And speaking of Recker and Bonema, they lead the Foresters in rebounds, so we need to see more rebounds as well, as 7 apiece for them.
Bonema gets the inbound, gets it back to Hubble. Hubble drawing the double team. She gets it to Bonema. Bonema up to Baker. Baker driving in. Dish to Palmer. Palmer goes up for 2, and that's good. Stewart brings it up court quickly. She's going to pick up a screen from Schmidt. All the way over in cross court to Giampapa. Giampapa out to Stewart. Stewart driving. Goes up for 2. That's no good. Rebound chased down by Bonema. She'll get it back to Baker. Baker gets it up court easily. Loses the ball, though, gets it to Recker. Recker to Palmer. Palmer over to Hubble. Hubble for 3. And splish, splash. Hubble with her second 3 of the ball game.
A strike right down the middle for Kelsey Hubble.
Stewart driving in on Palmer. Goes up, gets it blocked by Bonema. Out to Nichols for 3. And that's good. And now we have a timeout called for Olivet Nazarene so that they can get this substitution change.
Once again, an interesting strategy by the head coach of the Tigers.
10:03 remains. Olivet Nazarene on top, 31-29. Hubble gets gets the inbound. She's looking for someone to pass her. She gets trapped. Finally gets it to Palmer. Palmer just gets it across in time. Dish off to Recker for 2, and that's good.
It's a good thing that Recker's been able to get to the basket underneath because her jump shot has not been utilized today because of the full court press by the Tigers.
Ball tipped out of bounds by Kelsey Hubble. Fans not agreeing with that one. Thought it went off the hands of Dakota Hack, but it will be Olivet Nazarene ball.
Forester fans not liking that one.
Hingespot finally gets the inbound to Lousy. Hingespot gets it back, takes the long 3, and that's good.
Not only are the Tigers able to do the full court press, but they're hitting their shots beyond the arc as well. As Courtney Baker turns over the ball, and we'll see another exchange from the bench.
Fresh 5 coming in for Olivet. And it will be Schmidt inbounding from the sideline.
I'll tell you what, shout out to the scorekeepers today sitting right next to us. They got their work cut out for them.
Rhodes dribbling around Hubble. She'll drive in. She gets bumped up and in, getting that 2 to fall. Record bringing it up back over to Baker. Baker keeping her eyes up, finds Hubble. Hubble pass to Bonema. Bonema over to Palmer. Palmer takes a quick 2. That's no good. Bonema with the offensive rebound. She gets it out to Baker. Palmer has the ball near side. Finds Hubble in the corner. Hubble thought about shooting. Spin move. And they're going to call foul on Kelsey Hubble.
It did seem as if she pushed off, as now we'll see Trout coming in for the Foresters and Bonema coming out.
Foresters going small now. Recker, the tallest lady on the court for the Foresters, standing at 5'9". Barnes brings it up. She's gonna dribble, drive back out. Looking for something, and the ball's tipped out of bounds by Baker.
I think the Foresters might have to add that to their strategy today of just knocking the ball out of bounds to slow the game down and just get a couple of seconds of a breather.
Giampapa has it in the corner. She gets it to Barnes. Barnes pump fakes, drives in, goes up for two. It's not there. Baker with the rebound. And she's just so fast, she just runs through the double team, gets it to Hubble. Hubble has the ball tipped and stolen away by Christian. Christian gets it to Barnes. Barnes brings it up, looking for the three-point opportunity. She'll dish off to Giampapa. She takes the quick three, and that's good.
It's something to say about this Tiger squad as the Foresters already have 9 turnovers with 8 minutes left to play in the first.
Palmer is left open for three in the corner, and that rims around and out. Barnes running it up quickly. She gets it over to Christian. Christian driving in, up for two. That's no good. Giampapa can't get her the putback, and that ball goes off the foot of Recker and out of bounds. And we'll see another line change called by the Tigers. It'll be Hingesbach to inbound from the baseline. She gets it up top to Freeman. Freeman driving left side, goes up, and she will be fouled by Recker.
I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that call as Recker. I mean, she was standing straight up and stood firm, but nonetheless, Tigers going to the line.
We also saw Brooke Yoder coming into the ball game for the first time tonight. She'll replace Kelsey Hubble.
Well, as I said, Coach Color's going to have to draw from her bench today.
Saw Freeman miss the first, and she misses the second. No one getting the box out. No one getting the rebound, excuse me. And that's Freeman picking it up and getting in for two.
Well, the ball never lies, but she's able to get her rebound.
Palmer driving it up, passing through 3 defenders, gets through a fourth, and then throws it right into the hands of Dakota Hack.
Miscommunication by the Foresters with Trout not being in the spot Palmer thought she was going to be.
Hingesbach taking the long three. That's not there. Trout getting the rebound. She get it over to Baker. Baker driving it up. Gets it to Yoder. Yoder left open for three in the corner. Splish splash, Brooke Yoder!
She hits her first three of the game. Brooke Yoder, she might be the spark that the Foresters need right now.
Stewart tries to answer. It's not there. Yoder coming up with the rebound. Gets it to Baker.
That was a smart job by the freshman, just handing it off to the senior.
Baker takes it all the way. Can't get the layup to drop. Hingesbach with the rebound. She's looking up court. Finds Hack. Hack misses the layup. Tipped out by Hingesbach to Freeman. She goes up for two, and she will be fouled. And that foul is going to go on Allison Trout. So Freeman will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Again, I have to say I don't necessarily agree with that call. I mean, with this fast-paced game, I just say let them play.
And Freeman connects on that free throw attempt. And we'll see the lineup change again coming from Olivet. Freeman looking to tack on a second free throw attempt. And she does. She'll exit, and for her will be Giampapa.
It's worth noting that 3 of the Tigers players each have 8 points, and the Tigers are just spreading the points around.
Yoder getting the inbound, looking for someone to pass to, gets it to Baker. Baker gets it to Trout. Trout up to Palmer. Palmer drives in, dish to Recker for 2, and that's there.
Finally, Recker able to utilize her jump shooting strength.
Barnes gets it up quickly. She'll go down low to Lemke. Lemke up for 2, and that's going to roll around and in. Nothing Recker could do. She didn't want to pick up her second foul. Recker gets it to Baker. Baker just driving it up court, gets it to Palmer. Palmer up for 2.
A miscue by number 11 of the Tigers as Palmer able to get that layup, and then number 11 takes it herself, kind of redeeming.
Palmer barely able to get the inbound, and she drives in, and now we have a foul called on Giampapa for the reach-in.
That'll be the team's 7th so far. Foresters with 6 themselves.
And the Foresters are in the bonus. Now they're going to shoot the 1-and-1. We see the lineup change again coming from Olivet.
And this is where the Foresters are going to be able to utilize their strengths and slow the game down. The Foresters, excellent free throw shooters. Number 1 in the country at 83%.
Palmer hits the first free throw attempt. This is great for the Foresters if they can keep attacking like this, getting to the free throw line. That'll slow the game down for them, allow them to catch their breath, because these Foresters look very winded out there.
Exactly, Logan.
And we'll see Palmer's second free throw attempt roll around and out. Rare miss.
Rare miss that from Palmer.
Hingespot gets it up quickly. She'll find Crossman. Crossman misses. Rebound goes to Baker. And loose ball goes on the ground. Hingespot picks it up, gets it to Freeman. She'll take the 3. That's off the mark. Hingespot gets the rebound. She goes up for 2. That's no good. Tipped around. And now they're going to call a foul on Trout. Reaching in on Hack. Now bring Kelsey Hubble in for Trout. As Trout picks up her second foul. Bonomo also come in for Recker. Both teams in the bonus. Dakota Hack shooting the 1-and-1. She hits the first. Dakota Hack, the only senior on this Olivet Nazarene squad. And she hits the second to extend the lead to 10. Baker driving it up court. She gets it to Yoder. Yoder cross court to Palmer. Palmer takes the 3. Airballs that one. And it'll be Christian getting it. Gets it up to Hingespot.
Right now the Tigers are scoring 27 points off the bench.
Hingespot gets the easy deuce to fall. Palmer looking for the inbound, finds Baker, and it looks like the Foresters have slowed things down. She'll get it to Palmer. Palmer driving up. Dish off to Bonema. Bonema goes up. She gets it blocked. Gets her own rebound. And they're going to say that Crossman had the ball when she was out of bounds. So it'll be Forester ball again. See the lineup change coming from Olivet Nazarene.
And I like seeing Kelsey Hubble doing the inbound pass instead of Courtney Baker.
Hubble gets it to Bonema. Bonema is going to have it tipped out of bounds by Giampapa. So the Foresters will keep the ball. This time it'll be Hubble inbounding from the sideline with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ball's tipped out of bounds again by Olivet. Hubble gonna inbound again, this time in front of Olivet's bench. Hubble finds Baker.
Getting it off just barely.
Palmer drives in and she will be called for the travel.
That's 12 turnovers now by the Foresters.
I think a poor call to me. It looked like Palmer took 2 steps to me. I'm not sure necessarily how you call that a travel, but refs saw otherwise. It'll be Lemke going down low on Baker. She has the height advantage there, and that's an easy 2 for her. Baker gets it to Yoder. Yoder gets it to Baker. Baker up to Bonema. Bonema throws it up to Palmer, and Palmer will get an easy 2 off.
The Foresters have to continue to move the ball in that manner if they want to stay on pace with the Tigers down 41-53.
Stewart drives in with the miss. That'll be Lemke getting the offensive rebound up and in for 2.
Forester fans calling a travel by the Tigers, but refs not calling that one.
Hubble gets it up to Palmer. Palmer drives in, dish off to Bonema. She will be fouled. And Bonema will go to the line to shoot 2. This will be her first time at the free throw line. .335 remains. Olivet on top, 55-41. They're starting to run away with this one. And Bonema hits the first free throw attempt. We'll have the line change from Olivet. We'll see Courtney Baker take a seat. In for her will be Trout. And Bonema's second free throw attempt's up. And it rolls in.
That was a magical bounce by the ball. Went about 3 feet in the air and right back down to the net, as we'll see Coach Culler take another timeout, and she's going to have to call out as many as she can in this game, trying to give her Foresters a breather.
I believe she'll only have 3 timeouts remaining after this, and using half and half timeouts, 3 for the first, 3 for the second. Not a bad strategy there, but there's something that I noticed throughout the game. And I don't know if you noticed it, Victor, but Olivet Nazarene doesn't seem to have a defensive set. It seems like they just double team anything and everything that's going around. There's no man-to-man, no 2-3 zone, no diamond and one, nothing like that. They just double team everything. Like if you're close to the ball, you run to it.
That is exactly what I've seen as well, Logan. I think the coach might tell him that if you see the ball, just scatter towards it. Who cares if an opposition gets open? As long as you get the ball, then it's good for us. And that seems to be working so far for the Tigers, as there are 12 turnovers by the Foresters already. But somewhere that the Foresters are winning the game is inside the paint. They are outscoring the Tigers inside the paint 22 points to 10. And that's the fault in the full court press and scattering to the ball.
Exactly. Olivet Nazarene with their up-tempo offense likes to just shoot threes. And like you said, with Forster already having 12 turnovers, Olivet averages 22 steals a game, and that's what comes from just flocking to the ball. And we haven't seen the Forsters really slow things down as much to let them get into a defensive set. Hingesbox gets it up, and she'll get an easy 2 off, uncontested.
Forsters are going to have better defense than that. And speaking of steals, the Tigers have 8 and 9 now.
Ball on the ground. And it'll be Hingesbach getting it in the corner. She throws it up top to Christian. Christian takes the 3. That's off the mark. Rebound goes to Palmer. Palmer gonna drive in, dish off, and she throws that one out of bounds. It'll be hit out of bounds by Olivet. And now we have a line change again coming from Olivet. Hubble will inbound from underneath their own basket. Needs some movement here from Huntington. Hubble gets it to Palmer. She'll take the 2. Rolls around and out. Tipped out of bounds by Stewart.
All we saw the Foresters doing is just pretty much standing in place, and you cannot do that against this Nazarene defense.
Hubble gets it to Trout down low, and Trout will be called for the push-off. She extended her whole arm there. I believe that's her 3rd.
And now the Foresters with 7 fouls. Tigers with 8.
Stewart gets it up quickly. She throws it out to Nichols. Nichols dribbling around, gets it to Stewart. Stewart in the corner, Giampapa. She takes the quick 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Hack out on the perimeter.
Need to see a little bit more hustle from the junior wrecker.
Nichols gets to Stewart out to Giampapa, and she hits that 3. Trout bringing it up court. She gets stuck, finds Palmer. Palmer driving around out to Hubble. Hubble takes the long two.
Long two indeed, but hopefully this starts a fire for the Foresters. They have got to do better on defense with 2 minutes remaining.
Schmidt taking the three, it's not there. Rebound goes to Yoder. That ball's tipped out of bounds by Stewart. And we'll see another line change again coming from Olivet Nazarene. I tell you what, Victor, this is a commentator's worst nightmare right here. Five new players out every
commentator's
time.
worst nightmare and a scorekeeper's worst nightmare as well, trying to update the stats. We see Jeremy over there nodding his head at me.
Trout gonna throw this one away. Hingelsbach coming up with the steal. Palmer.
A pass to no man's lane, but Palmer able to keep it inbounds. 2-on-2.
Recker misses the layup. Hubble there with the offensive board. She gets trapped in the corner. She'll get it to Palmer. Palmer finds Recker. Recker goes up for two again, and that's good.
Great job by the Foresters moving the ball around because Coach Culler cannot call another timeout in this final minute and a half.
Hingelsbach with a beautiful spin, but couldn't quite finish. Recker gets the rebound, and now we'll have a foul called on Hingelsbach. And now we'll put Recker to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. And once again, 5 fresh players out for Olivet Nazarene.
This is where the Foresters have to win the battle today.
It's exactly what the Foresters need to do, is just get these fouls so they can get to the line and get easy shots. No time coming off the clock. And Recker hits the first. She's very reliable from the free throw line. Something to mention to me, Recker doesn't get as much credit as she should. She averages 18 points a game. There's usually a quiet 18 too. And she'll drill the second. Minute 26 left. Olivet on top by 11.
Right now, Recker has 10 points, 11 points with that extra shot.
Long three from Stewart, and that goes through the bottom of the net. Palmer gets it to Hubble. Hubble behind the back, loses it. Stewart gets it. She takes the three, and that's good.
Hubble trying to be too fancy.
And we'll have a delay of game warning called on Olivet Nazarene. 1 minute remains, and 2 quick threes by Olivet Nazarene extended the lead to 17. Palmer looking to inbound.
She's got to get that ball in.
Just barely got it into Hubble.
She's got to get it across. She's just standing there.
Hubble throws this one out of bounds.
The Foresters, their heads are definitely not in the game right now. Nazarene will once again do a full lineup change.
Crossman gonna inbound. She gets it to Hingelsbach. Hingelsbach in the corner to Freeman. She'll take the three. That's short. Hingelsbach with the rebound. She goes up for two. It's not there. Lemke gets the offensive board. She gets it in the corner to Crossman. She'll take the three. That's no good. Palmer getting the rebound. And they're going to call a foul call on Freeman for over the back. So Palmer will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws as they're in the double bonus.
Just as the Tigers are spreading their scoring around, they're also spreading around the fouls. That's number 3's first foul of the game.
Palmer's first free throw attempts up, and that's good. We saw a rare miss earlier in the game from Palmer, and she looks to be true so far. Second free throw attempt is up for Palmer, and that rattles around and in. 66-51. 30 seconds remain. Freeman gets the ball. She gets Hingelsbach in the corner. Hingelsbach taking the three. That rolls around and in.
Loose defense playing by Palmer. Like to see that be a little bit tighter.
Palmer will get tripped on the side. That one will go on Lemke. So Palmer will go to the line again to shoot 2 free throws.
We see the refs now. They're even wanting a breather now going into halftime. Everyone is just gassed out on the floor right now.
Everyone but Olivet Nazarene, Victor.
Exactly, and that goes into the conditioning before the game.
We see Palmer's first free throw attempts up, and that one's good. And a whole fresh 5. There are 15 players on Olivet Nazarene's roster, and they have 3 5-lady lineups that they just switch in and out, Victor. It's truly amazing that they can do this. And we'll see Palmer miss her second free throw.
Again, an unusual miss by Palmer, but that's a great strategy to have a backup plan after backup plan A, B, and C by the Tigers.
Stewart driving in, gets the easy 2, 5 seconds left. Palmer gonna have to inbound. She gets it to Trout, and that's how this first half will come to a close, 71-52. What a first half it has been, Victor.
Exactly, Logan. The Foresters definitely have their work cut out from them in the second half, but the Foresters, they were down by at halftime against both of the former matchups against the Crossroads League of Mount Vernon and Spring Arbor. At one point they were down by 18, so we'll see what the Foresters talk about going into halftime and sitting in the locker room and then come out as once again they're down 71-52 here inside Platte Arena. Foresters and Tigers, second half action coming up next, and then we'll have halftime stats right after this commercial break.
Plans don't always go the way we want them to, but you're not alone in this adventure called life. Remedy Live is a non-for-profit web station that strives to produce a positive message while helping teens who need it. If we can help you, text the word REMEDY to 313131 or visit our website at remedylive.com to chat with someone there. Remedy Live. We chat, we listen, we love.
Christmas provides each of us with the opportunity to share the good news, to tell that story. At Huntington University, we do that every day when we share the work that we do, the kingdom work, both here and across the globe.
In Matthew, it says, Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. And the law and the prophets hang on to these 2 commandments."
Wow. Love God, love others. Simple message. And you know the gospel is that simple. A manger, a baby, some shepherds, maybe a few camels, and ultimately a cross. So this season, when you're asked to share the reason for your season, remember, share the simple message of the gospel. Love God, love others. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
At Lakeview Middle School, I'm a 7th grade language arts teacher. I primarily teach 12, 13, and sometimes 14-year-olds reading and writing.
One of the unique things about the teacher education program at Huntington University is the relationships that are developed between the faculty and students.
They are super thoughtful people. They want to be a part of your life. They want to, be your mentor and help you through this process of becoming the best teacher that you could possibly be.
I have a very good relationship with a lot of my professors from Huntington, and I think that's because they asked me questions that were even outside of the classroom. And then after class, I wanted to tell them about things that were going on in my life and the exciting things with teaching.
Because our class sizes are small, we get to know them as people, we get to know their strengths, weaknesses, because then we know how best to help them. And it also simply makes the whole experience a lot more enjoyable.
I still use a lot of the activities I learned with them with my students today. And so it was really helpful to have that time with them and especially those conversations with them. I think that Huntington prepared me incredibly well for the teaching position I have now. From the beginning of when I started at Huntington, I felt like it was a place where I was able to grow as an individual as well as in the intended profession that I wanted to be in now.
We actually have a number of elementary and middle school and secondary programs. Each person that comes through the elementary program gets at least a couple of different certifications. And then we have secondary or high school programs in the typical content areas like history education, English education, biology education, chemistry education.
Yes, you're going to be exhausted, and yes, you're going to stay up crazy late writing lesson plans and making bulletin boards and curriculum and activities, but get excited that this is going to prepare you very well for your future.
I was able to figure out, even if I'm in a public school setting, how I can demonstrate my faith and show that I am a Christian without explicitly saying it. And I think that Huntington really allowed me to develop a deeper understanding of what my faith was, and so that way I'm able to express my faith to the students in a public school setting. And I do not think that I would be able to take on this role of a teacher if I had not had the structure and the support and the love from the departments and the professors at Huntington.
I'm happy to say we have a very good success rate. Over the past 5 or 6 years, we've had within 6 months of graduation, we tend to average about a 90% employment rate.
I have been completely blessed by it, by the professors, by all the hands-on experience they've given us, and I feel pretty prepared now, which is a great feeling.
And we're back here inside Platt Arena as the Foresters trail the Olivet Nazarene Tigers 71-52. Hi, folks. I'm Victor McCarty alongside Logan Hunt. And as we see the Tigers come back onto the court, the Foresters, they try to take as much time as they can inside the locker room, trying to get a much-needed breather. But let's take a look at the halftime stats right now. As you see, once again, Foresters down 52-71, and field goal percentage, I mean, by no means the Foresters are not playing a bad game. They're shooting 66%, and the Tigers 48. Free throw percentage 81-77, and 3 points, I mean, 50-48. It is a tremendous three-point shooting right now, as the Tigers, they have 3 players, 4 of 6, 3 of 4, and 2 of 3. They're just hitting lights out, whereas the Foresters, Palmer is 0 for 2, Hubble is 2 of 3, and Brooke Yoder has the lone other 3 for her in this game. I mean, something has to change for the Foresters coming into the second, hitting those threes.
Like you said, hitting those three-point shots, you touched on it there, but Olivet Nazarene has taken 25 threes so far, to the Foresters 6. I mean, that just shows what type of ball club this Olivet Nazarene squad is. Not to mention the Olivet Nazarene has taken 54 shots to Huntington's 30. 24 more shots will get you more points. I mean, there's no getting around that.
And another key statistic is that the Tigers have 10 steals and the Foresters have 17 turnovers. 7 of those turnovers came from number 3, Kelsey Hubble. She is going to have better ball control in this second half.
Hubble will have to have better ball control there. Like I said, 17 turnovers. That's huge. That's huge for the Foresters. You can't let that happen. Also, something to brush on, Foresters are leading the rebounding margin, but Olivet Nazarene has, of those 19 rebounds, 11 of them are offensive. Getting second chance opportunities, second chance points. That's been the name of the game for Olivet Nazarene.
Amelia Recker leads that with 4 total rebounds herself. And you want to talk about time, as the Foresters still are in the locker room right now with just under 2 minutes to go. We see them now coming out, 2 minutes to go in the half. But if you want to talk about time, Miranda Palmer has all but 11 seconds played in this game. 19 minutes and 49 seconds. Recker and Hubble also have a tremendous amount of time of 17 minutes apiece. I mean, it's something that hurts the Foresters because the most a Tiger has played is 11 minutes in the game. I mean, the Tigers, they just keep on subbing in players. You touched on this in the first half, Logan. They have 5 on 5 on 5 A, B, and C plans that they just keep on shifting, and it's working in their favor, confusing the Foresters.
It definitely is confusing the Foresters. Like you said, this squad just keeps shifting plays. Most of them averaging about 7 minutes played for a half, and that's just incredible, the fact that they're up by almost 20 points. Touching on the points, though, you have Miranda Palmer leading the way for the Foresters, even though she was in for all but 11 seconds. She has 21 points. Recker has 12. Hubble has 10. That's been a good job scoring there from the big 3 of the Foresters. But for Olivet Nazarene, it's been Stewart and Hingesbach just getting it done. 16 points for Stewart, 15 for Hingesbach.
And that's no surprise for Hingesbach, as she totals 25 points per game. So again, we're going to see lights out shooting here in the second. Let's see what the Foresters can do defensive-wise.
The Foresters didn't even come out of halftime to warm up. Didn't even take layup lines or anything. They are out and ready to go. That's incredible. That's incredible for me to even think about that. Not even coming out of halftime doing layups. Hey guys, they're warmed up enough from the first half.
They just wanted to sit and get as much rest as possible, because look for this second half to be just as intense.
Hubble inbounds to Palmer. Palmer drives in. She'll be fouled immediately.
And that's what the Foresters are going to have to do. So I say coming out strong are the Foresters. They're going to have to draw the fouls, as they are number 1 in the nation at 84%, rounding it up, 84%.
That foul's on Crossman. That's her first foul. Palmer at the line. She misses the first one.
That's 3 misses so far in the game by Palmer. Unusual day for her.
You wonder if that has anything to do with her maybe getting a little tired.
That might be. I mean, she has 21 points for the Foresters.
And Palmer's able to hit the second. Forster's going to have to hit their free throws. Hingesbach gets it up quickly. She throws it over to Stewart. She'll step back three. And that's Olivet Nazarene coming out quick.
It was blown coverage because Kelsey Hubble tripped on the defender of the Tigers.
Palmer misses the layup. Bonema there at the offensive board puts that up and in for two.
I'd say that was just an unusual pass.
I'll give her an assist for it. Hingesbach goes up top to Crossman, back to Hingesbach. Hingesbach, nasty crossover, taking it in, gliding through the air. Can't quite finish though. Bonema with the board. Palmer gets it. She gets it up court, gets it to Hubble. Hubble throws it to Palmer, and that will be Hack coming up with the board. She gets it to Hingesbach. Hingesbach dish to Stewart, out top to Crossman for three, and that's good. And now we have a new 5 coming in for Olivet Nazarene. We're a minute into the ball game.
If there was one word to describe this Tiger squad, I'd say it'd have to be fearless.
That's one way of putting it, Victor. I like to think of the word madness.
Madness.
This is incredible what they've put together so far. We see Palmer bringing it up court. She gets it poked away from behind by Limke. And now there's going to be a foul on Palmer, loose ball foul. And this one might get out of hand quickly.
Well, we know Olivet did receive votes in this last poll, but I got to understand from their way of play, I don't understand why they're just not outright ranked. I mean, this is a great Tiger squad.
Palmer drives in, goes up for two, and that's good. Like you say, this Olivet Nazarene squad is just putting on a show. You gotta think they'd have to be ranked. Somehow Barnes keeps it alive, gets it to Nichols. Nichols gonna throw that over to Schmidt. That's a bad air ball there. And a new 5 coming in. This is the third squad, third starting 5 we've seen from Olivet Nazarene. That second starting 5 is what I'd like to call them. Played only 40 seconds. They already got subbed out. Baker gets it to Hubble, and Hubble bringing it up court. She draws a triple team there. She gets it to Baker. Baker gets it back out to Hubble. Hubble finds Recker. Recker goes up for two. No good. And now it'll be Heinzenbach bringing it up. Hingesbach dribbling around. Cross court pass Crossman over to Freeman in the corner for three. That's not there. Bonema getting the board. Bonema gets it to Palmer. Palmer over to Hubble. Hubble drives in, dish to Bonema. She goes up for two. That's no good. Rebound goes to Freeman.
Although the Foresters are winning the fight inside the paint, as Baker almost steals the ball, and once again we'll see a clearing of the bench, getting that next squad in for the Tigers. But although the Foresters are winning the inside the paint battle, we can't stress enough how we would like to see them shoot outside the perimeter more often, because that's what it's going to take to win the game. They're down 23 points so far.
Ball tipped there, stolen away by Bonema. She gets it over to Baker. Baker running up court. Dish off to Hubble for three, and that's good.
Well, I guess Kelsey Hubble heard me and decided to take the three. She needs to keep on hitting them.
Stewart pulling it back out now, going in the corner. Stewart gets it back up top. Step back three from Stewart, and that's there.
I think at this point, though, that just might not matter how many threes the Foresters hit, because the Tigers, they come right back and hit them themselves.
Bonema trying to bring it up court herself. She can't find an open Forester. And now we have a 10-second call on the Foresters. Now we have a new 5 in for Olivet Nazarene. Behind Hingesbach back in the game. She'll drive in, and Palmer right there to draw the jump ball. Possession error favors Olivet.
Off the court, Miranda Palmer, she's a very quiet girl, keeps to herself most of the time, but when she's on the court, let me tell you what, Logan, she is a fighter, and that is what you love to see out of your scoring leader.
Freeman gonna drive in, dish out to Christian. She'll miss that three. Long rebound goes to Hubble. Hubble gonna look to push. She drives in, goes up, and they're gonna call block call on Christian. So Hubble will go to the line to shoot two. Kelsey Hubble going to the line to shoot two. Hubble's first free throw's up, and that's good. We'll see Hubble's second free throw attempt. And that one's good.
Foresters down by 21 now as the Tigers get the ball across.
Ingesbach gonna get that one stolen away by Baker. Baker going all the way up for two. It's no good. Tipped out of bounds by Miranda Palmer. Now the Olivet Nazarene keeping the ball, and we'll see a new 5 coming in. Stewart is going to get the inbound. And she gets it up quickly. Dribbles to the corner. Dish out to Nichols. Nichols takes the long three. That's not there. Rebound goes to Schmidt. She can't get that one to fall. Baker comes up with the board. And she's looking to push. And I have a foul called now on Giampapa.
Once again, Courtney Baker showing her athletic ability. I think her conditioning from soccer season definitely comes into play in a game like this.
It's going to be Kelsey Hubble inbounding from the sideline. She gets it to Baker. Baker drawing the double team in the backcourt, dribbles right past it. Driving in, get caught up on her own player. Throws this one out. Palmer comes up with it. Palmer goes to the ground. And now have a timeout called by Coach Kohler. .15:31 remains. Olivet on top, 83-62, Victor.
Coach Kohler wanting a call being called there of tripping as Miranda Palmer just falling down. The Foresters, they've stuck with it a little bit, but again, the Tigers' lead is still at 21, a great deficit that the Foresters have to overcome. Logan, what do you think the Foresters are just gonna have to do to not only keep their heads in it, not only keep their bodies into the game? I mean, limited resting because of the top scores the Foresters have. Once again, Miranda Palmer, she's been in for all of this second half, and she's had all but 11 seconds of game time, play time in the first half. I would like to see Coach Kohler play more off of her bench just to give her starters a breather. But what do you think the Foresters have to do?
I think the Foresters have to hit some shots. I mean, you can't let Olivet run away with this one. The Foresters are going to have to, like you said, hit some threes, maybe some open layups. And Olivet's going to score no matter what. So if you can limit Olivet to getting twos, if you can get some threes, get yourself back into this game, it's not going to be stopping Olivet Nazarene. It's going to be containing them. We'll see Baker looking to inbound. Gets it to Bonema. Bonema hands off to her. Baker driving in. Dish out to Palmer for three. And Palmer hits the three out of the timeout. Barnes driving up. She'll pull up for three. That's no good. Now be tipped out of bounds, and Foresters will get the ball. 18-point ball game. Olivet on top. Hubble gonna inbound. She goes up court to Palmer. Palmer can take this all the way, and she will. She goes up for two, and one opportunity. Foul gonna be on Rachel Lucy.
Foresters coming out of the timeout with some fire in their bellies.
Just like that, we'll see a new starting five in for the Tigers. Palmer could have back-to-back three-point plays here. Be a huge spark for the Foresters and maybe get her going.
It would indeed. Miranda Palmer needs to go lights out here in the second.
And she drills the free throw. It'll be Hingesbach looking to push. She gets it to Freeman. Freeman over to Hingesbach. Hingesbach driving in. Dish down low to Hack, and she is fouled by Courtney Baker. Baker thought she had all ball there. So I'll put Dakota Hack, the senior from Bristol, Tennessee, at the line to shoot. And she'll hit the first. And for the first time, I think, on a free throw attempt, we haven't seen Olivet subbing. Hack misses the second. Recker comes up with the board. She gets it to Baker. And Baker's just running through this defense. Dish off to Palmer for two. And Palmer drills that one. We see Hubble slow to get back. Looks like she fell on the ground there. Hopefully she's okay. Hingesbach throwing it over to Freeman. Gets it back to Hingesbach at the top of the key. Palmer on her. Hingesbach step back three. That rolls around and out. Baker getting the board. And Baker's trapped in the backcourt. Finds Palmer. Palmer gonna get this up court. Drive in, dish out to Hubble. Hubble pump fake, takes the two. And that's good.
A long two. Some fight coming out of the Foresters here in the second.
Hingesbach gets it blocked by Bonema. Palmer comes up with it. She's driving in, dish to Hubble for three. Yes!
A strike right down the middle and a timeout by Olivet. And this will be the first timeout that they take where they're not subbing. I think the Tigers might be rattled in their cage, Logan.
That's a great way of putting it, Victor. 13-point game coming from the run of the Foresters. And what I said, need to hit some threes, maybe get some easy twos, but you can't let Olivet Nazarene hit those threes. They live off the three. We saw coming into this game that Olivet Nazarene led the nation in scoring with 112 points. They were number one in three-point field goals made, making 16 threes. And so far, it's just been beautiful by the Foresters coming out of the second half, especially out of the timeout, to really stop the run.
Well, we've seen in the past in just about any sport, whether it be volleyball or basketball season, is that timeouts can shift the momentum. And right now, the Foresters have the momentum on their side.
And now it looks like the score table's getting everything settled in. Our poor director, Derek Zurch, is having a tough time keeping up with all this scoring. He's going off the score here at Huntington. They had the score wrong, and now we got it all switched. Olivet Nazarene leads 84-75. It's a 9-point game.
So this game is much more doable than what the Foresters first thought, but now they're only down by 9, so let's see what the Foresters can do.
And it looks like everyone's asking about the score here. They're trying to figure out everything going on. So it will be Stewart coming out of the timeout, driving in. She finds Nichols. Nichols over to Stewart. Stewart has Palmer on her. She's driving in. Can't hit that layup. Recker with the board. Recker finds Baker, and Baker's gonna bring it up court. Seems like everywhere these Foresters go, there's a double team waiting. Baker goes cross court to Palmer. Palmer takes the two, and that's good. Nichols in the corner. She pulls it back out, finds Stewart. Stewart over to Schmidt. Schmidt drives in, goes up for two. That's not there. Baker comes up with the board. She's looking to get it up to Palmer. Palmer driving in. She'll be fouled.
Great job by Palmer driving up the middle and drawing out the foul as she will go to the line.
It'll be Miranda Palmer going to the line to shoot 2. And Palmer had to fix her shoes. Palmer hits the first free throw attempt. We'll see 5 fresh faces in now for Olivet. Palmer gonna get that second free throw to drop too to make it a 5-point game. Huntington's clawed right back into this one. Hingisbach dribbling around, gets it to Kausman. Back to Hingisbach. Hingisbach driving right side. Dish out to Christian. Christian drives in, goes up for 2. It's not there. Bonema with the board. She gets it to Palmer. It's stolen away. And the ball's thrown out of bounds. It's going to be Forrester ball.
That ball was coming right towards me, Logan, so I got to say that was a good call by the refs. I did not see any white jersey hands touching that ball.
Trout to inbound from the sideline. She'll get it in the backcourt to Baker. Baker sees the double team, dribbles right past it. Going cross court to Palmer. Palmer saves it from going out of bounds, right into the hands of Hingisbach. Hingisbach dish to Lacey, back to Hingisbach. She's left open for 3 in the corner. That's no good. Tipped around to Christian. Christian gets it back to Hingisbach. Over to Lousy. Lousy back.
A great job by the Foresters boxing out.
Hingisbach goes to the corner, nothing there. She'll bring it back. Hingisbach tries the other side to Lousy. She gets to Krausman, back to Hingisbach. Hingisbach drives in. And the ball goes out of bounds off the Foresters. And we'll see a fresh 5 coming in from Olivet.
I'd say it's about time because the past couple of times when the ball's been out of bounds, we have not seen this. So I think the coach of the Tigers wants to get the momentum back on her side.
Big block from Bonema, and they're going to call a foul. And that'll be Amelia Denson going to the line to shoot 2, the 5'9" freshman guard from Dearborn, Michigan. And Denson hits her first free throw attempt. See if she can't tack on a second one here. And that's no good. Board goes to Trout. Trout gets it to Baker.
Foresters have to come down and help Baker, but she gets the ball across anyway.
You know, if I'm the Foresters, I say we're playing soccer here. We'll take the continuation call and take the points from Wrecker. But that was a good foul called.
Hey, that's naturally Baker's sport, and I think that's what she's used to. But taking the call, and that will only aid the Foresters' #1 free throw percentage in the country.
Palmer left open for 3 in the corner. Not quite there. And that's going to be a travel call on Maggie Schmidt. She got a little too excited with that ball.
It was a great job by Palmer getting down there, almost getting her own rebound off the 3, and then causing the travel by number 14 of the Tigers.
Palmer finds Trout at the top of the key. Trout getting harassed. And it's going to be a foul call on Mount Vernon. That one will be on Amelia Denson. She's picked up 2 quick ones here. And the Foresters are in the 1-1 in the bonus now with 11:36 remaining.
7 fouls by the Tigers so far here in the second.
That's huge for the Foresters. If they're going to be shooting the bonus the rest of the way. You can get easy points here, clock stopped, and you can get a breather.
This right here just goes to show that although you might be down, never consider yourself out. Foresters only down by 6 right now.
We'll see Trout drill her first free throw attempt. You know, that made me think of college basketball. I think what's going on. It is Jimmy V week
it is
at
Jimmy
ESPN,
V week.
And his famous quote of "Never give up, never ever give up." Trout can't quite tack on the second one.
If a Forster would have been there to steal the ball, that would have been great for them.
Schmidt pump fake. She's driving in, and now we're going to have a foul called on Trout. No basket. Foul on the floor. And we'll see the new 5 coming in for Olivet. That's Trout's 4th foul. We'll see Eschman coming in now. She'll come in for Trout.
We haven't seen much action by Eschman so far in the game, so once again, nice for some fresh legs by the Foresters.
Great steal there from Hubble as she steps on the baseline and out of bounds.
Hubble trying to walk down the tightrope.
Smart play there from Hubble, though. And like I said, I haven't seen too much action from Eschman this game because this has been a guards game so far. Up tempo, and I'd like to see Brooke Yoder come back into this ball game. She did hit a 3.
She hit a 3, yeah.
She proved herself to get some few more minutes. I wouldn't mind seeing her get in here. As we see the referees trying to figure out the score and time here. We have 85 to 80 now in the stadium, in the arena is what it says. 85 to 80 Olivet, up by 5 with 11:30 remaining. I guess this is what happens when it's so up tempo, Victor.
It is. It gets everyone off guard.
It's hard for all of us here on the scores table to keep up.
It is indeed.
And it looks to be everything is settled and ready to go. Back to the action.
I think the Foresters will appreciate every breather that they can get.
Barnes going to throw this one in the backcourt. Hubble coming up with the steal. She'll go up for 2. Can't quite get the layup. Barnes is bringing it the other way now. Dish out to Christian. She'll take the 3. That's no good. Long rebound to Giampapa. Barnes finds herself with the ball. Palmer on her. Barnes driving, she'll go in. Misses that layup. Recker gets the board. She gets it to Palmer. Palmer up to Hubble. Hubble one pass to Eschman. It goes off her leg and out of bounds. And we'll see a whole new 5 again for Olivet.
I think with the momentum on the Forester side right now, if they would not turn the ball over and make their shots, they would win this game. It's their game to lose right now with the momentum on their side.
That was a great pass from Kelsey Hubble to Eschman. Just unfortunate went off the leg there, just an unlucky bounce. Hingesbach with the ball. Palmer has the tough job of guarding her. Out top to Stewart. Stewart takes the 3. She's been hot. That one rolls around and out. Doesn't get the roll. Palmer coming up with the board. She's looking to push. She goes to Baker up top. Baker down to Recker for 2. That's good. 3-point ball game.
The Foresters continue their dominance inside the paint with Recker's ball able to just roll in.
Stewart gets this one poked away. Hubble coming up with it. She gets it to Recker. Recker throws out to Baker. Baker on the far side goes to corner to Eschman. Eschman throws that one away, but that'll be Hack hitting it out of bounds. Fresh 5 again for Olivet. Eschman exits, in for her will be Bonema.
With 10 minutes left, I am amazed right now how the Foresters have been able to fight back into this game. They have got to keep it up.
Baker looking for the inbound, gets it to Recker. Recker getting harassed and gets it to Palmer. Now they're going to call a foul. And this one will be on Limke. And now send Amelia Recker, a traditionally good free throw shooter, to the line.
Exactly.
The 1-and-1.
Foresters doing what they need to do in order to cause the foul and also win the paint.
1-and-1. Recker's first one's up. And silky smooth, gonna earn the second.
I always love hearing the net hit the backboard. It just makes a great sound.
We'll see Recker attempt this second one here. Happens up. Beautiful as well.
And I gotta say that I love her form. It's just, as I always call it, it's the catapult maneuver, pretty much.
Giampapa with the missed three. Bonema gets it to Baker. Baker up to Palmer. And that's an easy 2, and the Foresters are on top, 86-85.
Forester fans are on their feet inside Platt Arena, whereas the Tiger fans, they have gone dead silent.
This has been a tremendous comeback from the Foresters so far as Palmer comes up with the steal. Gets up from the dribble, looks up, gets it to Recker. Recker with the breakaway. She will be fouled. And Recker will be going to the line to shoot 2. That foul was on Nichols.
And I think the kryptonite is finally shining bright in the Tiger defense, whereas they try to just scatter towards the ball and they leave a man open.
Recker with a beautiful free throw shot again, and a fresh 5 coming in for Olivet Nazarene. And I know we mentioned this at halftime, but I mentioned that home run ball is going to be there for Huntington if they would just look for it. It's now Olivet forced to call a timeout. They find themselves down by 2, 9:26 remaining. But we said that home run ball, that long ball is going to be there. Palmer's looked for it, Hubble's looked for it, Recker's been there. And that's, like you said, been the kryptonite. And ultimately, Olivet has been missing their shots, forced to buckle down defensively.
And I think things have just been clicking for the Foresters. And how about this, Logan? Miranda Palmer has 38 points so far in this game. I mean, that has got to be a game high for her.
I believe that is a game high for Palmer. What a comeback it's been so far for the Foresters. They've already scored 35 points and held Olivet to only 14, a 35-14 run just out of this second half.
It's amazing, Logan. As I said at halftime, the Foresters were down both times against their Crossroads opponents the past 2 weeks, but they were able to come back and win it in the second half. It's amazing.
Second half team always staying clutch. We'll see Recker. Perfect so far on those free throws and making it look easy. Foresters up 3. Ingesbach bringing it up. Foresters can't go to sleep though. We see Olivet score quickly. Ingesbach looking for a pass here. Finds Kosman over to Freeman for 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Bonema. And Baker's gonna get it. 2-2-1 finally is what I see out of that press from Olivet. Palmer goes in. Nothing working there. Hubble gets it. She'll get it poked out from behind her. And the Foresters will keep the ball. And a fresh 5 again coming in from for Olivet Nazarene. For the first time all night, I finally have seen the press that I believe Olivet is trying to run, the 2-2-1. It seems more scattered than that, though. As Hubble finally gets it into Palmer. Palmer spins, draws a triple team, and Palmer hits it off the leg of a Tiger and goes out of bounds, so the Foresters have the possession. 1 timeout remains, however, for Olivet. 2 timeouts for Huntington. We still have almost 9 minutes.
And that will definitely be a key factor going on, because not only for the Foresters wanting to catch a breather, but the Tigers will no longer be able to sub as quickly as they did in the first.
You're correct. We see Palmer getting her pass tipped away. Giampapa tips it up to Lemke. Lemke goes up and she is fouled by Hubble.
I'd say that was a smart foul by a Hubble. Only the 5th for the Foresters.
This will be Lemke going to the line to shoot 2. And that one rolls in to stop the run by the Foresters. They run an 8-0 run. Trout comes in this ballgame for Palmer. Palmer getting a well-deserved rest here.
A well-deserved rest indeed. 38 points and majority of the time for the Foresters.
Trout's going to have to be careful, though. She has 4 fouls. Lemke's second free throw attempt rattles around and in. Foresters lead trimmed to 1. Hubble getting the inbound, gets it to Baker. Baker going to have to really get this ball up. She gets it to Recker. Recker for 2. That's good.
A laser-sharp pass by the senior Courtney Baker to Amelia Recker for the layup.
Stewart takes the long three. It's not there. Rebound goes to Rouse. And passes go to Giamp. Papa, she takes the three. It's not there. Bonema gets the rebound. Baker just dribbling through the defense so far. Now she needs some help. Picks up her dribble. Gets it to Trout past the timeline. Trout picks up her dribble. Gets it to Bonema. Bonema off the hands of Trout. Stewart gets it up to Rhodes, and Rhodes with the easy deuce. Oh, she missed it. And Recker gets the board, and now a foul called.
How about that one, Logan? I was about to say that Trout might need those gloves that Beckham had when he caught that amazing three-finger pass, but Forrester's able to stay on top. Anywho.
See a fresh 5 in for Olivet. Trout takes a seat. Palmer comes right back in. Now be Amelia Recker to the line to shoot two. Interesting you brought up Beckman, Odell Beckman Jr. for the Giants. I think a lot of us know that catch we're talking about, that little three-finger grab that he made. It was beautiful. And funny thing about Odell Beckman, came from LSU, and they were the Tigers.
Exactly.
We see Recker hitting the first free throw attempt, double bonus. Now for the Forcers for the rest of the game, just under 8 minutes, they're going to be shooting 2 free throws on every foul.
Recker remains perfect from the line so far today. And I got to say, even though I love the catch by Beckham, I love the memes that came from it just as much.
We'll see Hingesbach with the ball up top, over to Freeman on the far side. Freeman gets it to Hingesbach. Hingesbach throws it to Christian. Christian over to Freeman. Forster's doing a great job fighting through screens and switching. Freeman drives in, and that's going to be a travel. You know, I'm not sure if I agree with that call, Victor, but the Forcers will take anything that they can get. It looked like Freeman's pivot foot stayed where it was.
It might have been a makeup call because earlier in the game, the refs called a travel on the Forcers when they stayed still. So, you know, it goes both ways, Logan.
Home run ball going to Baker. She's quick enough to get there. Throws it down to Recker, and it's going to be out of bounds off the leg of Christian, and out of bounds. Forster's keeping the ball.
Once again, Kelsey Hubble being the quarterback for the Foresters and putting it in the only place that Courtney Baker could get it, and tiptoeing on the boundary line, keeping it inbound for the Foresters.
Well, the Tigers were playing man there. They played in front of Baker and not on her back, so Baker just took off, and that's the battle she's going to win every time. We'll see Recker getting the and one opportunity. That foul going on Stewart. And Recker can get the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
I got to tell you, Logan, I think what is happening right now as Recker puts up her and one, remaining perfect from the line, I think right now everything goes back to that timeout that Coach Culler called early in the second, keeping the momentum on the Forester side.
Foul on Courtney Baker. That's going to be the fifth team foul. That's Courtney's fourth foul on Courtney Baker. That's going to be huge. Schmidt bringing it in. She goes up for two. That's a nice layup there.
I would almost say Coach Culler pull her out, which she might just do with Brooke Yoder coming to the sideline here in front of the scorer's table, because Courtney Baker will be pivotal in the final 2 minutes for the Foresters.
Recker gonna get the easy two again. Amelia Recker been the heart so far of this second half run to keep the Foresters up by 8.
Recker now has 27 points.
Baker with a huge steal, gets it up to Palmer. Palmer drives in for two and one opportunity. Fouls on Stewart again.
You see the Tigers just falling apart as their coach is not happy with them right now, as she'll bring in another 5. But once again, the kryptonite to the Tiger defense is that they just tend to scatter towards the ball. And when you do that, one, you're going to leave a man open, and you got to capitalize in trying to block the shot as Palmer goes to the line.
We'll see Palmer's free throw it up, and one's good for her.
But more often than not, if they do not block the shot, they're committing the foul, and they cannot do that. 10 fouls with 6:30 left to go.
See a fresh 5 in now for Olivet. We saw Brooke Yoder, the freshman, coming in for Baker. Christian's left open for 3. Can't get that one to fall. Bonema comes up with the board. Looking for someone to get it to. Gets it to Recker. Recker up to Hubble. Hubble stop and pop from the free throw line. Not quite there. Rebound goes to Lemke. Heisenbach bringing it up. She gets it to Lemke for 3. That's not there. Ball on the ground. Palmer and Yoder both there with Hingsenbach. And possession arrow favors Huntington.
I think when the Foresters control the ball, the thing that they're going to have to do is just have the ball as long as possible to slow the game down, because this is where the Foresters have won the game, is slowing it down to their own pace.
Well, who would have thought when we started this game that the Foresters would be the first to 100 here?
That is exactly right. I mean, last game that the Tigers played, they beat Calumet 121-61. So
Huntington showed why they're ranked 16th in the nation.
Exactly. And why the Crossroads League is just so tough.
Hubble looking for an inbound. She's getting close here. And this ball's tipped out of bounds by Giampapa.
The Tigers almost bailing out the Foresters as Hubble, she was counting herself. She had to get rid of that ball. And now Hubble's going to have to get rid of that ball just that much faster. And the Foresters, they can't just be standing around. They have to move, as you might say in football, outside the pocket.
And the ref's gonna check the time here. Looks like, well, 1 second should have come off the clock. Ref's making sure we get that pivotal 1 second.
Well, I mean, we have some time. We talked about football a while here, Logan. Do you agree with the Final Four, that the college football playoffs?
The Final Four is, I would like to see it extended to 8 teams.
I'm in the same boat with you, Logan.
But I don't think the Final Four is a bad idea. I mean, someone's always going to get gypped. There's no point in trying to satisfy everyone. It makes the Final Four even tougher. And I think next year, this puts the pressure on the Big 12 to get a championship game for their football squad, because I think that's ultimately what left Baylor and TCU out of it.
If they would have had a championship game, I'm sure one of them would have been in instead of Ohio State. But I agree with the first 2 of Alabama and Oregon.
Yeah, I'd like to see 8 teams, but 4 teams is definitely good. And it's only the first season. As now we see a foul on Nichols, and Palmer going to the line to shoot 2. High scoring affair, and exactly what we intended to see. Force has done a good job of really slowing down Olivet and keeping up with them. Palmer gonna hit the first free throw attempt, and
one more point, and she hits 40.
Not her age or anything. Just 40 points.
No, 40 points.
I want to see Palmer looking to tack on this second one. And there it is. Big 40 there for Miranda Palmer.
Oh, excuse me. That's 42 points now by Palmer. They just updated the live track here.
And we see a wild play there. Recker getting the board, and a foul called on Hack. And Recker's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And
the Tigers have got to be careful. They can play aggressive defense inside the middle of the court, but when they get underneath the basket, that is the realm the Foresters control.
These fouls are really starting to hurt Olivet for sure, with Recker and Palmer being so great from the free throw line. Recker perfect so far. She tacks on that first one.
I hear you knocking on wood, Logan. I mean, we don't want to jinx her at this point in the time. With 5:36 left to play, still plenty left of time on the clock for the Tigers to come back.
And Recker hits the second. You know, I just feel horrible giving the commentator's curse to someone. You always have to knock on wood there.
Exactly.
Stewart bringing it in herself. Driving around, gets it to Nichols. Nichols out to Stewart. Stewart looking for the open 3. Nothing there so far. Drive in. Dish out to Rouse for 3, and that's not there. Rebound going out of bounds. Stewart couldn't quite save it. And a fresh 5 coming in for Olivet.
It was a great effort by Stewart, but already out of the bounds, and the Foresters will have the ball.
Like I've said, Olivet's just gone cold so far.
They have indeed. I mean, it's miraculous how the Foresters been able to come back and score this many points.
Well, the Foresters are on a 24-4 run right now. And it all went back to that timeout, like I said, from Coach Kohler when the Foresters were down 85-80. So we see Palmer behind the back bringing it up. That one's going to go out of bounds. And there, as they went out on Palmer. Nearing the 5-minute mark. Hingesbach getting it up. She gets it to Freeman. Freeman pump fake, driving in. Nice move to get the layup off. Couldn't quite get it. Rebound. That's no good. The putback by Lemke, and Hubble's going to bring it up. Drawing the double team, going to find Palmer. Palmer driving around to Yoder in the corner. Yoder going down low to Recker. Recker goes up for two. It's not there. Tipped out. Christian comes up with it. She's bringing it up. She goes up for two. It's not there. Bonema going for the board, and now a foul called on Olivet Nazarene. That foul goes on Hinsenbach. So Bonema will go to the line to shoot two.
And after her first, we're going to see another clearing of the bench by Olivet, as well as Courtney Baker come back in for the Foresters. I heard Coach Kohler over by the sidelines telling her just to play smart.
Bonema drills the first. Courtney Baker coming in for Brooke Yoder. And then the full 5 change from Olivet. Bonema gonna tack on the second free throw attempt. 2 for 2 from the line.
I would like to apologize to the viewers at home and those who cannot be watching the game right now. Normally, I am up to date with social media tweeting the game as Miranda Palmer gets a steal, but with this fast-paced game, I hardly have time to put down my mic.
Hubble gonna get the pass. Looking for something. We have a jump ball called. It's gonna be Hack and Hubble getting both hands on the ball. And possession in her favors Olivet. Stewart has the ball. Gets it to Nichols. Nichols dish out to Schmidt. Schmidt drives in for 2, and that's good.
It was a great job by Schmidt getting around the 6'2", number 10, Jacqueline Bonema.
Ball getting tipped out of bounds by Gianpapa. So the Foresters will get the ball again. And a new 5 coming in.
The Tiger fans trying to contest that call, but that was right in front of us, and do have to say that was off of a purple jersey.
Hubble inbound from the sideline. Gets it to Baker. Baker losing the ball. Somehow coming back with it. Now a foul called on Christian.
Honestly, I do not know what the Tigers are thinking playing the way that they're playing right now. I mean, it worked the whole game, but right now they cannot be as tight defensively because they're getting called each time for a hold.
It's hard guarding Courtney Baker, that close when she's so much quicker than the opponent. She gets right on their hip, goes right into their body. That's going to be a foul called every time. Like you said, Courtney Baker does a great job drawing fouls. We saw her miss first free throw attempt. Going to look to stay true on this second one, though. Can't quite get that one to fall. Hinkenbach bringing it up court. She thought about doing a step back. Now we have a push called here on, I believe it's going to be Amelia Recker. Just throwing a Christian to the floor there from Olivet.
Not very smart, because you cannot get away with very much as the way the refs have been calling the game.
1-and-1 there as Christian hits the first half of. Gonna look for the second one here. 3:45 remains. Christian gets that one. Forrester's gonna be on top by 13. Recker getting it up. Dish back to Baker. Big screen from Bonema for Baker to get it up. Recker gets the ball. Looking for someone to get it to, finds Palmer. And Palmer will be tripped. That foul will be on Hingesbach.
I think something the Tigers cannot do right now is get frustrated, and they're showing their emotions on the court. You cannot do that because that's going to keep yourself out of the game, down by 13 with 3:30 left to play.
Palmer going to shoot some more free throws here. She hits her first. And a new 5 in again for Olivet. Palmer gonna look to go 2 for 2 from the line this time. Second one's up, and that's good. Stewart looking to push. Drive in, dish off to Giampapa. She drives in, floater. That's not there. Rebound goes to Schmidt. She goes up. Nothing there. Recker comes up with the board. She gets it to Baker. Baker finds Hubble. Hubble driving baseline, pulling it back out. Picks up her dribble. Nice pass to Recker. Recker goes into the lane and a 2 for her.
That looked like an NBA move, Logan. That was a great job by Kelsey Hubble getting the behind-the-back pass to Recker as the Foresters come up with the ball once again.
Recker and Baker working together on that steal. Palmer needs to get this ball up court. And that's going to be a 10-second call. Oh, they got the timeout just in time. Coach Kohler did. Shot clock's at 19 right now, so they're going to have to reset that to, I believe, 21. That's going to be one timeout remaining now for the Foresters.
One timeout indeed. The Foresters almost able to get the ball across, but Coach Kohler would rather play it safe than sorry, and I don't blame her. As fast-paced and as capable as the Tigers are, I mean, let's just restate what the Tigers are ranked nationally. I mean, #1 in offensive rebounds, #1 in scoring offense, #1 in steals, #1 in total rebounds, #1 in total 3 points made. I mean, this Tiger squad is a very, very, very good squad. And the Foresters were just able to find a rhythm here in the second and capitalize on it and continue it, leading 110-93.
Like I said, this Olivet squad can score, and they can score quickly. Foresters going to have to be aware of that with 2:43 remaining. Can't let this lead go away from them. I believe there's going to be 21 seconds on the shot clock once they get to it. So the Foresters will have 1 second to get this ball past half court. It pretty much means you have to inbound it, in the front court.
That would be the ideal way to get the ball in, Logan. And just a quick update on scoring. The leading scorer for the Tigers has 22 points, and with them spreading the time around, I mean, that's about as high as it's going to get. As the Foresters' leading scorers, Miranda Palmer, 45, and Amelia Recker with 31.
Great scoring coming from the Foresters. They've been able to outdo this Olivet squad so far. Hubble's going to inbound. She throws it to Bonema. Bonema handoff to Palmer. Palmer gets it up court. She's going to get it to Recker. And now a foul called here on Ashley Freeman, and I have to say that's kind of a weak call after all we've seen that whole series.
Well, again, I think that was a makeup call because we heard the fans behind us just calling for multiple fouls to be made. So maybe home court advantage, the fans are getting inside the ref's ear.
We'll see Recker staying perfect so far from the line. Just extending the lead for the Foresters.
And that's what I love about the Forester fans. They're never afraid to be outspoken.
Recker getting her second one to drop too. And just like that, the Foresters at the blink of an eye are up by 19 points.
And at one time, they were down by more than 20.
Hubble bringing it up, throws it just a bit out of the reach of Miranda Palmer. Turnover there. It's going to be Olivet Nazarene now with the ball.
Hubble has been a key part of inbounding the ball, but she has a lot of turnovers. I mean, she had 8, getting into the action ourselves here. Hubble had 7 turnovers, excuse me, alone going into the first half, and she's had almost just as many here in the second.
That was a great job there on that play by Courtney Baker, Victor. Did you see what she hit that ball out, tried to run it down, and just got unlucky with the bounce, but so far the Foresters really have turned it up defensively this half.
They really have, and I think that's what Coach Kohler emphasized at halftime, as they didn't even come out to practice and shoot the ball around. They waited till the last minute, came out, went straight to the court. They showed that their heads were finally in the game, and they have proved it in the second.
It's going to be Courtney Baker with the inbound now. Just under 2 minutes to play. Huntington on top 112 to 95. That's right, 112 to 95. Baker needs to get someone open, finds a Recker. Recker's gonna push. She throws it back to Baker. Baker running right through the double team, running baseline, throwing to Palmer. Palmer drives in, gets it to Bonema. Bonema up for 2, and that's good.
I like that the refs let him play, because I saw the Tigers hit the hand of Palmer, but letting them play is the way to go, although they call another foul.
This foul is going to be on Miranda Palmer. So that will send Jane Stewart to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. And we'll have the lineup change again from Olivet.
And when the Foresters get the ball back, the key thing will just controlling it and run the clock down.
Stewart missing the free throw. Recker with the board. And she will be fouled. That foul will be on Lemke.
I gotta say that I love how the Tigers first came out in the first half. I mean, they are an entertaining team to watch, but when it's down to the wire like this, they cannot continue to press like they just did, and sending Amelia Recker, who remains perfect from the line. I had to hesitate because I didn't want to jinx her. Remains perfect from the line. They cannot send Amelia Recker to the line.
Recker gonna like to stay perfect with this second free throw attempt. Lead is extended now to 21 points. I see Heisenberg bringing it up. She's gonna drive in. Dish out to Christian for 3. That's no good. Rebound goes to Baker. And Baker's gonna push this up court quickly. And stolen away now by Lemke and Heisenberg. Heisenberg throws it into the corner to Freeman. And they're gonna call a foul on Courtney Baker.
That will be her 5th, Logan.
So that will send Christian to the line, and Baker is getting a well-deserved applause here from the crowd, as she really was the main force in breaking that press by Olivet.
Forester fans loving Courtney Baker's effort today, a key part of why and how the Foresters were able to come back and lead by this much.
We'll see Christian hit her first. 1 minute, 9 seconds remains in this ball game. Foresters starting to feel this one, get a little closer to a win.
Well, still, though, you have to hold strong, because anything can happen in the last minute of basketball.
Hubble gets it to Palmer. Palmer gonna bring it up, and she will be fouled by Heisenberg. So Palmer will go to the line to shoot 2. And we've been doing this since about the 13-minute mark, Victor.
Exactly, Logan. I don't know if the Foresters will keep their #1 ranking in free throw percentage of 84% by the end of this game. I mean, they've shot a lot. Miranda Palmer, she's missed 3 so far, so let's see if she can finish strong.
You know, I got to think that they have to be up there. I can only count 5 missed free throws that I can think of, 6 now.
That one's on me, Miranda. I just jinxed you, and that's your 4th.
Yeah, knock on wood, Victor.
I'm sorry, Logan. I missed a step. There's a pattern we have to go through, a routine.
You know, with the way the Foresters are playing, 116 points, they could get to my bowling score last night of 158. You never know.
Well, I might be ashamed to say so, but they've already beat my bowling score of 95, so not the best bowler in the world.
Half foul will go. Half foul will be on Miranda Palmer. And Allison Stewart to the line to shoot 2. We did have a good time last night with our bowling, though. I know our whole crew here at FDN Sports went out, and we had a great time.
It was a fun guys' night, Logan.
It was. So we got ready for this game. It will be Stewart to the line to shoot 2. Just under 1 minute remains in this ball game. And Stewart hits the first.
I think the perfect way to describe the Tigers is exactly the way that I bowled right now. I would, as the Tigers miss their second and Bonema gets the rebound, last night I would hit a gutter ball, then hit a strike, and then later on hit a gutter ball, then hit a strike, and I feel like that's the way the Tigers are playing right now. Whereas in the first half, I mean, they were hitting strike after strike after strike, but now here in the second, it's kind of that pattern of strike after gutter ball, strike after gutter ball, and I mean, you have to stay paced with what you do in the first half, but the Foresters, and Miranda Palmer hits her first. The Foresters, a great second half team in showing why they are 16th ranked in the nation.
Palmer able to hit the second one, and so far, Olivet's under their average of 112 points a game. We'll see the 3 taken here, and that's no good, and now they're gonna call a foul on the screen again by Kelsey Hubble. So that was a Nichols to the line to shoot 2. Both teams in the double bonus. And Nichols hits the first.
Well, as fast-paced as this game has been, Logan, I think this final minute might be just a bit slower.
We can hope. We'll see Nichols hit the second one to get the 100th point for Olivet. They just got to 100 with 50 seconds remaining, and a foul called on Stewart here. And it'll be Trout going to the line to shoot 2. You know, things are going to slow down here, Victor, just because of all the free throws that we were going to see. And Trout able to hit her first free throw attempt. Second one's up, and that one's good. Stewart brings it up quickly. Getting it to Gian Papa. She's driving in, goes up for a crazy 2. It's not there. Nichols gets it. She goes up for 2. Off the backboard too hard. Recker comes up with the board. She gets it to Trout.
And this is what the Foresters will have to do now, just control the ball to finish the game.
Trout gets it, throws it to Recker. Recker pump fake goes up for 2. It's not there. Bonema with the board. She can't hit, and she will be fouled. And Allison Bonema to the line to shoot 2.
Well, I played wall ball in my days in elementary school, but I think Bonema and Recker were playing backboard ball, just passing it back to each other, trying to draw some time off the clock.
We'll see Bonema come up just short on her first one. And you know, Victor, 22 seconds remaining. The last time these two teams met, the Tigers were 121 to 101. And right now, Huntington's on top of 121 to 100. So flipping the table there. I like the turn of it. We'll see Bonema hit the second.
Maybe some poetic revenge after last year.
Heisenberg takes it in for 2. It's not there. Gets a rebound, can't get the putback. Gets it again, goes up for 2, and 1 opportunity for Heisenberg. She'll get that one fall and shoot 1. So that foul will be on Bonema.
And that's only her second.
Heisenberg to the line for the first time tonight. And she's true there. We'll still see the full court press from Olivet with 12 seconds remaining. Trout gets the inbound. And a foul will be called, and that one will be on Lemke.
And she will foul out, and she is the first player of the Tigers to do so. And there are 4 other Tigers with 4 fouls. So that just goes attests to how fast-paced this Tiger squad is. But again, a great Tiger squad showing up today.
Denson will come in for her. Nelson Trout to the line to shoot 2 again as she drills her first one. And Trout's second one's up, and that's good. Heisenberg getting it up quickly. She'll fire for 3, and that's good. 4 seconds remain.
Tigers trying to end this one strong.
Jump ball now, and it favors Huntington as Palmer went to the ground there with Freeman. 2 seconds remaining. Pretty much the Forcers just need to inbound. Palmer throwing long here. Trout catches it, and that will be the ball game. Your Foresters gonna take this one 124 to 106.
Forester fans on their feet once again. Foresters win 124 to 106. A great game, a true slobber knocker, Logan, here today inside Platt Arena. Foresters down at halftime, 71 to 52, but come back to win it once again, 124 to 106. I mean, I am just amazed with the resilience of this Coach Colors Lady Forester squad as the two squads will meet in the middle for the prayer. We'll take a break here inside Platt Arena, FDN Sports, and be right back with an interview with Coach Color as well as the final stats.
Ladies and gentlemen, as statistic on today's game, congratulations to Foresters number 2, Miranda Palmer, scoring 48 points this afternoon, breaking the all-time record for points in a game, which stood at 40. Congratulations to Miranda Palmer. I've just been informed that 124 points by the Lady Foresters is also now the new established all-time record, breaking 121 points, which stood as the previous record. Congratulations to Coach Keller and the Foresters here this afternoon.
And we're back here inside Platt Arena as the Huntington University's 16th ranked Lady Foresters topping the Olivet Nazarene University Tigers 124-106, and 124 is now a record here inside Platt Arena, beating the previous record of 121, and Logan, another record was broke today as well.
That would be Miranda Palmer dropping 48 looking easy points. The previous record was 40 points here for the Lady Foresters, so big shout out to Miranda Palmer. 48 points. I tell you what, that's just incredible. And also something to note, Miranda Palmer played all but 1 minute of this ball game.
A great job by Miranda Palmer indeed. And looking at the final stats here, 66% field goal for the Foresters, whereas 36, the second half really hurt the Tigers. 36% by the Tigers, and free throw percentage 84 by the Foresters, and that is why they are first ranked in the nation of 84%, and 76 by the Tigers, and then 60% by the three-point line. Again, Foresters definitely stepped that up in the second as opposed to the first, because the Tigers, they were ruling that realm in the first.
Foresters shot a total of 52 free throws in the game. That's incredible. When you get to the line like that, you're just making it look easy. Big turnaround was the second half for Olivet Nazarene. They only shot 21% from the field, 25% from the three-point line, and that's why the Foresters outscored Olivet Nazarene in the second half 72-35. Huge run there from the Foresters.
That is amazing. The Foresters scored 72 points, which is one more point than how many the Tigers scored in the first. Again, a great performance by the Foresters today. One thing that is not so good that I'm sure Coach Culler would like to see better is the turnover ratio. 27 turnovers by the Foresters, whereas 16 by the Tigers, and 14 steals by the Tigers as well. I mean, that just attests to their fast-paced defense.
Like you said, defense was huge, but we got to touch on the offense by Huntington. Scoring 124 points, like you said, it's a new record. I like the talks about Miranda Palmer getting 48 points, but we cannot let Amelia Record go unnoticed. She went 10 for 16 from the field, 15 for 15 from the free throw line. 15 for 15, that's just incredible. Also, she had 35 points and 11 rebounds. That was huge there. Her and Bonema both just cleaning up on the defensive glass. Bonema had 12 rebounds for herself for 11 points. Both of them cashing in on double-doubles. Kelsey Hubble had 18 points. She did her thing. And Courtney Baker, you got to touch on her. She may not have all the stats to prove it, but she had 11 assists. She also had 2 steals, and she was the lady just breaking that press from Olivet.
Courtney Baker, always a welcome presence for the Foresters. She fouled out in the final 2 minutes, but she waited just in time in order for the Foresters to close out the deal. As we see Coach Culler coming over the sidelines now to have her post-game interview. Welcome, Coach, over here to the sidelines, and congratulations on the win. Before we get into today's win, though, mentioning the on-court performance by your squad, let's mention the academic performance by your squad. We had finals just this past week, and your squad averaging 3.5 at their GPA. Can you attest to that?
Well, you see it on the court as well. This is just a group of really hard workers, and they put in their time for basketball, but they also put in their time on their studies, and it shows in a lot of ways, just the success that they have in various aspects of their life.
And I think the way they study also came and shined today. As one, what did you guys do to prepare for this fast-paced Tiger squad? But then also, what did you tell your ladies at halftime? I mean, you guys milked the clock as much as you could, just running out to the court with the last minute to start the game.
Yeah, I think, as far as preparation, we have played them in the past, so we have an idea what to expect. I had 6 guys come in, 2 of our 3 practices this week, and, just work pressing us, being bigger and stronger and faster, just to try to get us into a mindset. We talked about a lot of little fundamental things in terms of handling the ball and things that we needed to do to try to cut down the number of turnovers that we might have. Because you get into panic mode sometimes and you play hot potato a little bit. And so we worked hard on on keeping our composure during practice. And, I really felt like second half in particular, we did a much better job of that. At halftime, the one thing they were hurting us on was their double screen play. and we just talked about needing to, ways that we could defend that better, and we came out and the girls executed it.
You guys, the girls did outscore the Tigers 72 points as opposed to their 71 scored in the first half. So, I mean, a great job once again by the Foresters. And what can you say about Miranda Palmer? I mean, scoring 48 points. I mean, a school record now, as well as the Lady Forester squad doing another school record of 124 as opposed to 121 prior.
Right. Well, Miranda just does a lot of things well, and she deserves all the success that she gets because she is a gym rat. She is in here working on her game every free minute she has, and it's very obvious in her game. She is a great ball handler. She finishes well. She can shoot the three. She's got the whole ball of wax. So today it was nice to see her be able to, almost do an exhibition of those skills that she has.
A great collective performance by the Lady Foresters today. Before you go, I would just like to mention that you guys will be heading to Arizona. So
right.
What is the mindset going into that around New Year's time?
Well, we're actually just looking for a couple days off. Just to catch up, get a breather, and but we're excited about going out there. It's always fun to go and play some teams that haven't seen you and haven't scouted every game you've played and know everything you're going to do when you call it. And so we're actually really looking forward to that aspect of the games, but we're also looking forward to just kind of a team bonding time and doing some community service out in that area and just having a good time with the men's team.
That will be a great time indeed, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy the weather over in Arizona.
Yes, let's not forget to mention that.
As opposed to here in Indiana. But
right.
Congratulations once again, Coach Culler, on the great come-from-behind win in the second half.
Thanks, Victor.
And we'll see you after the new year.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Culler. Coach Culler, once again, congratulations to her. 124, a new school record scored by the Foresters, 16th ranked in the nation. I'm sure that'll improve come around the next polling time. Can attest to how great this Tiger squad is, though. Very fast-paced. I mean, they outscored in their last game their opponents by 60 points. It's just the Foresters, as Coach Culler said, was able to collect themselves at halftime, come back, and able to finish out on top. Logan?
It was a huge victory for the Foresters. Like you said, they came back strong second half. Didn't come out, didn't even warm up to start the second half. They knew exactly what they needed. Coach Culler getting them on point in that halftime report. And you got to love what you saw out of this 16th ranked Forester lady squad.
Well said, Logan. And for all of us here at FDN Sports, my director, Derek Zerker, and my camera crew, my partner, Logan Hunt, and even though the absent Kelsey Cruz, I was filling in her position today for the post-game interview, we would like to say Merry Christmas to everyone out there, as well as a Happy New Year. But we'll see you guys back here inside Platt Arena next Saturday as the men's squad is back in action, and we'll see the Lady Foresters once again in action after the new year. Once again, happy holidays, folks, and thank you for tuning in.